Today we will go with advanced features of web intelligence, like input control, element linking, and understanding publish as a web service. Input controls provide a convenient, easily accessible method for filtering and analyzing report data. Because if we just use report filters, right click and filter, user might not be able to see whether this report has any filters or not. If he just right click and see only, he'll be able to see. But if we use this input controls, it is very much user friendly. He can see in the left side of the report, and he can change on the fly, and he can do his analysis as per his requirement. So it is like a very much easily accessible method, and it is very convenient. When you select values in the input control, you filter the values in the associated reported elements by the value selected. That means associated report elements, nothing but the blocks of the report. If we have 3 blocks of the report, we can edit this controls to be applied for all the blocks or only for the specific blocks. That is possible by using this settings and dependencies. You can use input controls to analyze different scenarios by changing the value of variables. So like by changing these values, we can change the report dashboard. So these are the controls that we have. Like if you want to have a single value filter, these are the options. Like entry field, we can manually enter our combo box or radio button or list box. These are the options for single value selections. And if we want multi-value selections, check boxes or list box. These are the options for this input control. If you see here, for this block, state is given as city is given as a input control. State is also one of the input control, so we can control in that way. Element linking is like you can define tables and charts as input controls. That means if we put input here, we are using one object as input control. But element linking is we are using some block or chart as input control. So in this table, if I click on California, only California related data will appear. So if we apply element linking, then it is possible. Like if I click on the state California, then year-wise quantity sold of that particular California state will be appear in the chart. So because this will be an input control and this is a dependent element. So in that way also we can control. Table-based and chart-based input controls appear in the input controls panel. Here, these will also appear in this input control panels, like block 1 is working as an input control. State DC is applied. Filter as applied for state equal to DC. So that whatever the block which is acting as a filter and which value is selected for that filter is shown in this input controls. You can select values in the table or chart itself to filter the dependent report elements. When a report is in drill mode, table and chart based input controls are disabled. So, but if we are using the report in drill mode, like when we are using scope of analysis, when we set hierarchy and using in drill mode, these options will be disabled for a chart and a table in input control. And the third designing advanced concept is publish as a web service. Interactive analysis content available outside interactive analysis document. That means if we created this table in Webby report, we can access this table as the input for other dashboard or somewhere it is outside of the web intelligence. That is possible by using query as a web service. So that means we will publish this block as a web service and we will consume that in some input, some tool. So publish report blocks like tables, charts, or forms as web service known as BI services. Add filter to web service. Publish multiple blocks in a single web service. We can publish multiple blocks in, and we can also put filters in that. Give some state equal to Colorado or like that, and we can publish that into a web service. Manage BI services. And this whatever we publish, report block or table or chart, it will be known as a BI service. How we can manage BI services is manage all the BI services which are published on enterprise repository. We can publish that to enterprise repository. We can test those BI services. We can manage multiple repository. We can use snapshot of our data, and we can copy that WSDL URL. This URL will be used as a it's like the output is stored in this URL. Output of this block is stored in this URL, and we can consume this URL in some other tool so that we can get the data and we can create some visualization. So that is about input control, element linking, create web service using publish as web service. Now let's see the lab activity 6. So if you see here, we have two charts. Before we apply element linking, these charts are like per year wise quantity sold, and this legend is for quarter Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. The color is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So if we use this chart as a input control or this chart as a filter to, and this has a dependent element, then what we can do is if we click on 2004, see, if we click on 2004 means it is highlighted. So here this pie chart, the second pie chart is giving all the 2004 Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, 2005 Q1, Q2, Q3, everything is giving here. Whereas when we are clicking on this 2004 of the first chart, this chart will be only visible for only, I mean, it will be filtered for only 2004. So we will only see the first 4 legends. So if you see here, 2000, it is clicked here, and we are seeing 2004 Q1, 2004 Q2, Q3, Q4. So that is called as element linking. Now today, let's see how we can do that. Create a new doc using eFashion Universe showing year, quarter, sales revenue, quantity sold. This is a year, quarter, sales revenue, quantity sold. We will run the query. Year, quarter, sales revenue, quantity. In a document window, get column chart template and drag and drop year, quarter, quantity, and object respectively. Get a column chart template and drag and drop year, quarter, quantity sold. Okay. Assign data. We will put the category access. Category access year, value access is quantity sold, and region color we will put as a quarter. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this is the one that we expected also. Now get a pie chart template and drag and drop year, quarter, sales revenue. Actually, it is saying template, but sometimes we are not able to get the template. So for that purpose, what you do is copy paste and then turn into. So instead of inserting the templates, we are getting some error. So you can turn into pie chart, and what they want is year, quarter, sales revenue. So here it should not be quantity sold, it should be sales revenue. So to change the x-axis, y-axis, what on which dimension we are doing, assign data. Here it should be sales revenue. And a pie chart sector color. We'll add year and quarter. Yeah, I think we will. What we do is assign data. First year, later you can add this quarter. So this display has got changed. Before that we got a month first and a year later. Now 2014 3, 14 4, so like that. So if you see here, so are we getting same? In the as in the first only we got the same, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is before element linking. We did not apply any element linking as of now. We created two charts. One is for year per quantity sold, and the legend is for quarter Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and the other chart is for sales revenue by year and quarter. So if we apply this as an input control, see, I didn't apply anything. So if I click on 2014 also, nothing is happening right now. So what I should do is filter by a new input control. Now first select the, okay. First select column chart under report element tab, linking, element linking. Let's see if it is working. We have to select this chart. That means when you have to click when you can see these four symbols, cross symbol. So this is selected now. Now report element tab, linking. Report elements. Where do we have linking? Yeah, here. Linking, element link, add element link. We have selected this and we are element link. It is asking select the report object assigned to the input control. So do we want to select all object or single object? We'll put single object and we'll select year. Next. So year selected is like what is the filter object, that is we have selected. Now we have to select what is the report element to assign them to the input control. So which block you want to control. So this is this block. So that is block 1 of 1. I have selected one and I clicked on finish. So element linking is we have set up. So now when you see it is mouse, when we are mouse hovering, as we have given here as a object which we want to filter in the element link. Now it is specifically showing 2014, 2015. It is the mouse over we are getting. So here we have 2014, 15, 16, 17. So let me click on 2016. See, this chart got changed to 2016 because it is element linking is applied, and now this chart is working as a input control for this chart. If I click on 2015 quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and if you want to check if it is up, if it is visible in this input control, click on input control. It is showing like report input control. We have one report input control, that is a block 1. Block 1 is working as a input control, and the year selected right now is 2015. If you want to clear this, if you don't want to apply any filter, you can clear filter and it will go away. No filters applied right now. So if I again click on 2014 values, this chart will be filtered for that year, and we are seeing 2014 here. 15, the same. So this is about element linking. It is advanced concept and it is very interactive. Users will like it. If there is any requirement, we can put this. So I will save as element. Design.
All right. Okay.
Adding an input control we have done. So this activity is done. Let's go to the PPT. Alternating query techniques. This is about combined queries. Use combined queries to combine the results of 2 or more queries. Use subqueries to retrieve the required data. So combined queries is like a union, intersection, it's like and or, it will be union, intersection, that kind of thing is there, like Venn diagrams. So we will write one query and we will union with other query to get the required output sometimes. And sometimes we have to do the intersection. So based on the requirement, we might need to do that combined queries, but it is not always preferred to do because it will, if it is really requirement, we can do, but it will impact the performance of the report also sometimes. Quite often, a simple query with multiple filters does not provide the required data. In such a scenario, multiple queries are required to retrieve the required result. Interactive analysis allows you to perform the same task using combined queries and subqueries. We have two types of queries, that is combined queries and subqueries. Combined query allows user to write two queries and merge their results in a single block. If you see here, we can add combined query. This symbol is for adding combined query. We can write query 1, combined query 3 to intersection, query 4, query 5 of minus, and this intersection is one output, this minus is one output, and we are making union of these three outputs. So in that way, we can apply combined query. So if the requirement is such a way that normal filters are not able to perform, then we can go for this combined queries. Various functions that can be applied in combined queries are union, intersection, and minus. Union is like a total, intersection is like a matching records, minus is like a minus b means the records which are there in E but not in B. So if you see here, this is the example. Union operator combines the results of query 1 and query 2. Q1, Q2. Q1 union Q2 means it is a total set of values. Intersection operator combines the matching result of query 1 and query 2. So Q1, Q2, whatever is matching between both the two, then it will only come. That is the intersection. Minus operator produces records of query 1, excluding the records that are present in query 2. Q1 minus Q2. So total Q1, it will exclude this part which is matching with Q2 and we will only get this part. That is called a minus operator. Advantages are it simplifies the underlying query and it assists when simple query with multiple query filters does not produce the expected result. If our requirement is such that if you are not able to get that with simple query filters, then we have to go for that. But the disadvantage is it takes more time for processing. Using subqueries. That is like a union intersection is by using this symbol, yellow, green plus symbol. But subqueries is like adding that in the query filter itself. Add subquery is here there. So subqueries are used to limit the output of one query by supplying the output of the second query as a criteria. See here we are comparing with one query with the filter and using other query output as a filter. See year in list of year, where quarter in list of quarter, store name, state. If for these matching conditions, whatever year we get, that is the year. So we are not giving any number here manually. Instead, we are giving some condition inside it, subquery inside it. So subqueries are represented by using an outer query and inner query. This year in list is the outer query, and this is the quarter, store name, state is an inner query. The inner query is processed before the outer query. Here, as we have this where condition here, first it will process and will get the required output, and then the output, the outer query will process by matching this with where condition. The output of the inner query is supplied as filter criteria to the outer query. So whatever is the output here, this output is supplied as the filter criteria, means that year thing here, it will supplied as the filter criteria for the outer query. This is the lab activity that we can do using this inner and outer queries. First one, what they are telling is create a report to show list of products sold in 2002 and in 2003. Let me create a report to show list of common products sold in 2002 and 2003. Okay, first one is like if you read this line, create a report to show list of products sold in 2002 and in 2003. That means we can use union of this. But the second one is create a report to show list of common products sold in 2002 and 2003, both common products they are saying. That means we have to use intersection. So like a product name, year 2002 and means intersection we can use. Create a report to show list of products sold in 2002 and not in 2003. Here we have to apply minus. Create a report to show the list of product along with the total revenue for products sold in 2003 and not in 2002. Here also we have to apply minus. Let's try one thing. Create a report to show list of products sold in 2002 and 2003. Here, product lines. think it is enough. Here we will use this year, the filter 2002. I think we don't have 2002 data. We will use 2014 here. Here we will up. This is a query one. We have applied year lines. Year is 2014. And if you see left one, that is for command query one. If you see this text command query one of query filter. If I click on command query two, it is a different one. So I have to apply here also here. So instead of 2002 and 3 as in that, we will use 2014 and 2015. And we are applying union. If we want to change, we have to double click and change. And now let's see, run the query and see what are all the products that are there in 2014 and 2015. So it is for union. And if you want to have only the common products in 2014 and 15, instead of union, we have to have intersection. If I double click, it is getting changed. So intersection. Now let's see how many records we will get. I think we will get only less than the records that we got in the before. I think there is nothing which is common. That's why we are not able to see anything. We will apply minus and see. These are the products that are there that are sold in 2014 but not in 2015, as we have applied minus. So it is this query is about adding queries. You can change, sorry. You can change the logic based on the requirement. What happened? It's not getting typed. Okay, sub queries. Activity. So it is about that. And if we want this is for the products which we have the products which are sold in 2014 but not in 2015. But if we want the product which are sold in 2015 but not in 2014, then we have to do 2015 minus 2014. So for that, here in the combined query one, we have to apply 15. And in the combined query two, we have to apply 14. That means the products which are sold in 2015 but not in 2014, we will run the query and see. Now we will get only 2015 related reports. So that is the kind how we apply subqueries. You understood, right?
Hello, yeah.
So if I am going very fast, I'll let you know again. based on the description, we can see like create a report to show list of products sold in 2002 and in 2003. That means union of 2002 and 2003. Means we will, in the result object, we will just put product name and year. In the query filter, we will apply year as 2002 for subquery 1, and for subquery 2, we will put query filter as year as 2003, and we will apply union for this. In this scenario, it is saying common products. That means we have to apply intersection. Here in this scenario, it is saying list of products sold in 2002, but not in 2003. That means 2002 minus 2003. Here it is different, which is sold in 2003, but not in 2002, means 2003 minus 2002. That is possible using subqueries in our Webby. Yeah, these are the some kinds of functions that we have in Web Intelligence. As I told you in the last classes, when we were discussing formulas, variables, at the time I told like there are so many functions are available which we can use at the time of creation of variables, formulas. These are the functions. We have character, number, currency, date, and string. So after completing this module, you will be able to extract characters from the left, right, or middle of a string object, find the location of the character in a string object, or replace an existing string with another string. How you can format number and currency and date time. How you can format and manipulate date data. So these are the some string handling functions available in Web Intelligence. That is replace. Replace is used to replace an existing string with a new value. Right. It is used to extract number of characters from the start of a string. Right, left. Use it to extract number of characters from the end of string. So we have, if you want to extract some starting of 3 to 4 characters, we can use right function. If we want to extract characters from the ending, we have to use left function. If we want to extract some number of characters from a given position, like from the position 3, we need some 5 characters from a particular string. Like if you see cloud foundation, if we have a string, from that, if we want to extract 4th to 8th character, in that scenario, we have to use substring. But if you want to use only, if you want to extract only first 5 characters, that is cloud, then we can use right. If you want to use last 8 characters or 9 characters of foundation, we have to use left. Length means it is used to retrieve the length of a string. So how many characters the cloud foundation has, if you want to know that length of that string, if we put, it will show us it is whether it is a 12 or 13 or 14, it will show. Position, it is used to find the position of a character in a string. So in cloud foundation, what is the position of F? That can be possible by using this position function. So these are several string handling functions available in Webby. Replace, right, left, substring, length, pose. Formatting numbers and dates. Number and date type data frequently needs to be displayed in a particular format. Such formatting can be applied to values displayed in cells and on chart axis. Types of formats available are predefined formats, which are provided by BOBJ based on standard requirements. Custom formats based on the need, we can change our own format. We can create our own format. This is a standard number format that we have here, like 2 decibels point, plus, minus, and sometimes we will have E3, that one. And sometimes we don't want a decibel. We will only need a whole number. In that case, we will use this third one. And sometimes instead of giving minus for a negative number, we want to show it in bracket, and plus is the normal. And sometimes for first one, we have given a comma separator for 1000 separator, we gave comma, but here we didn't put any symbol. So that if it is based on the requirement, we can select whatever we want. Here it is a round off. So in that way, we can change, we can select any number format, or if like a currency, date, time, boolean, percentage, we have this option of formatting number in which format we want. And sometimes we can give our own format by selecting custom. Some of the standard number format are thousand separator. First one, exponent notation, positive, negative with a decimal value, negative values in a bracket, parenthesis with percentile sign. A custom number format can also be created. Such custom formats non-reusable across documents. So if you create some custom format for this report, it can be used only for this report and it can't be used for other reports. That is about number format. Currency format, we have, these are the standard currency formats like dollars. Negative values are showing in red color. If you want to show negative values in red color, we can apply this. If you don't want decimal values, third one. And if you want to show the negative value in parenthesis and also in red color without decimal values, this one. So there are so many options like dollars, euros, and humans are there. So it is about currency formatting options that we have. Cell defined as currency will have currency symbol as prefix. If we define particular cell as currency, so it will always, it will be like a currency symbol will always be defined in the beginning as a prefix. Some of the standard currency formats are thousand separator, positive, negative, same like number format. In order to change the currency symbol, one can use the custom settings from here. Date time formats can be applied to cell containing date or time only. Some of the standard formats are like this: displaying date, day name, month name, date, year as YYYY, or month name, date, YYYY, month in a 3 letters, DD, YYYY, or MMDD, YYYY, like that. We have this kind of with timestamp like 8:45 minutes 30 seconds PM. So with timestamp also, whatever we want, whatever is the requirement, we can select the required format. And these are some date handling functions available. Format date, it will convert from date type to string. So if the particular object is of date type, we can convert that to string using format date. To date is to convert string from a date, string to date. If date is assigned as a string, we can convert that to date using to date. Current date, it will retrieve today's date. Last execution date to obtain the last execution date. These days between, it will useful to calculate the number of days between two dates. So days between start date, comma, end date, it will give the how many days are in between those dates. So it is about like how we can extract what are the formatting options are now. Let's try few things like at least function ranking, calculation context, scheduling documents. Today we will try creating some formulas with substring and all. Okay. Product, sales revenue. Yeah. Here in the filter and give some 2 years to limit the data. Now also it looks very huge. Okay. So if you see what we can limit. Just for practice purpose. We will filter with some products, city trousers, city skirts. Okay. I will just split these two into two characters, two words, just to show you like how we can create variables using that substring. So line split. I just named it as a line split, and I know I'm working on dimension, so I'll put dimension only here, and we will try to use this substring function. See, when I'm typing, it is coming as substring. Substring of lines means this object, comma, from 1 to, not comma, we have to use a colon, semicolon, 1, comma, 4. Substring of lines, first character to fourth character. The formula is defined correctly. So line split. So if I drag it here, see, only first 4 characters came up. It got split, only it is taking first 4 characters. And if you want to know the length of this lines thing, we can create one more variable. String length, dimension, len. See, we got this formula already. Length of, we will just put whatever the object that we want to, lines. We can just select, we can double click, then it will appear it here. Length of lines. So string length. So city skirts, if you count, city is 4 characters. There is a space in between 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 characters. So it will count the number of characters in a string, that length thing. So in that way, it is based on the requirement. Sometimes we might get this kind of requirements whenever we are trying to achieve some complex requirements. So we should aware of all the things which are available in the report so that we can use whenever there is a requirement. So let us save as. String functions activity. So it's done. And we also have a purge here. It is like saving a report. If I say purge, if I just save this report like this, it will consume some space, right? So sometimes what we can do is we can purge so that only objects will be there, but the data will not be captured, so that sometimes we will use that. Yes. So see, we don't have any data right now. We only have the structure, but whenever we refresh the report, everything will come up. So if we want to if you want to save without any data, and if you can use whenever there is a requirement, we can click on refresh. So that is about purge. What is it is like taking out the data, and it will only save the structure of the report, so that it will not take up so much space. But whenever we need, we can refresh the report and we can get the data.